Hello, my name is Crazy Owl, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can fill up some empty space in your houses. Because I've noticed that often when I make a really big house, I have some extra rooms that aren't really being used for anything, and even though a bunch of extra bedrooms don't hurt, there's really no need for a house with 7 bedrooms in your single-player world, and there's definitely some more creative things you can do with it. I would like to say I'm sorry for being gone for so long. It's been, half a year or something since I posted my last video. I've just been really busy and I keep trying to get back at it, and then my schedule always gets filled up, but hopefully I'll be able to at least start posting a little more consistently. Hopefully it's not as bad as it's been for the past few months. As you might be able to tell if you're not new to this channel, I've gotten new skin. I'm human now, no longer an owl, but I have kept the same color scheme because I really like the yellow-purple look. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. The first thing I would like to say is that style matters a lot. If you have something very medieval or rustic like this wall and ceiling combo, you would not want to put like a TV lounge, or even an office might not fit super well in here. And you even have to be careful if you are making something that would fit with a lot of things. Like, you could put some form of office in a lot of builds, but it would not be the same between this and the next room over, which is more modern or suburban. Similarly, you would not want to put an armory or a weapon storage in here, because that would make so little sense, and you wouldn't want a blacksmith in a modern house because nobody's making tools and armor in there, and anything along those lines. You kind of have to use your common sense for that, but keep it in mind. The next thing is that the size of the room matters a lot, and you probably already know this, but just to remind you, you would not want to try to fit an office in this space, and also you would not want to put a storage closet in something as huge as this room. And I think the small one's obvious. You're not going to fit a living room into a 2x3 space. You're not going to fit a giant TV room into that either, but with the big ones, I have seen people make offices, and not like offices like an office building, but just like a small study in giant rooms, and then you put a little desk in the corner, some bookshelves on the walls, and there's nothing to do with the rest of the room, so you do have to be careful with that. Now we can get to the actual ideas. Alright, now as you can tell, I've completed the interiors of these 5 rooms, all of different sizes, and we're just going to go through these, and you could use these as your own ideas, just take inspiration from them, whatever. This is just to give you some concept for your own builds. So firstly, we have a little closet. This is great in like a 2x3 space, or even a 2x2, though you'd probably have to get rid of this little lantern table. You could put a lantern on the ceiling in that case, but all it is a couple barrels on the top, some armor stands, and then I always put my armor stands on slabs. I think it raises them up a little and gives them a better look overall. You can see them better walking into the room, and it makes them more of a focal point. The next room is a tiny little wine cellar. This works great in any medieval or rustic build. I think all of the colors of the blocks used in here work great, and it's just a kind of concept that works well in especially castle builds. I feel like this is a room they might have. So as with the last one, I have a little lantern on a barrel. This cauldron is a sink, and then the faucet is a lever because I didn't want to use a tripwire hook as it's the same on here. And then these little kegs are just barrels on top of scaffolding, and I think it works super well. And then this is the faucet for these. The next room here is a little more of a modern or suburban style, so we have a pretty cutesy little desk room, office in here, study, whatever you want to call it. And on this side, there's a bookshelf contraption thing. I'm not really sure what to call it, but I like to have these not just in rooms like this, but in a lot of places in my builds. I use a combination of barrels and bookshelves, and this little tree thing. You just put some coarse dirt, a trapdoor to cover it up on the side, a dead bush, and then any type of leaf, and it looks like a little tree you're growing indoors. And then a lantern and a flower pot to finish it off. Just to fill in the back wall a little bit, there's one of these smaller paintings, and then this is a pretty boring little desk, but there is a lectern in the middle, so it looks like you could read a book here. The next room we have is a 5x9, so another size up from the 5x5 office, and this is very medieval looking, very dark, and this is an armory, and there's a couple tools back here too, just some swords. But you've got all these armor stands in different poses to add a little interest. If you want the armor stands to look like the main focus of the room and not even just like a focal point but the whole reason it's there, then I'd raise them up a full block. They definitely look very grand. They look like they're there for decoration, and I could have probably just made them each have one type of armor, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit so they're all a mix of the different armor types. And then the barrels, you could actually store even more armor in there, which would be nice, but I did not do that because, again, I did not have time. And then that is it for this room. So one more room in the big 10x10, I have made a TV room. I think I said something about this earlier about a TV room, but this is what it would look like. And there's carpets, and the trick I like with carpets is you actually replace the floor with wool, and then you put some carpets on top of them, and it makes it look more like a textured rug. It's been walked on, it's a little bumpy. This does work better in rustic builds than in modern builds, but I still think it adds more to the room and makes it look less flat. I use a lot of prismarine in my more modern builds. I think it works super well with the color palette. And then another trick with the TV, if you want to make it look bigger without actually making more paintings, note blocks on the sides kind of look like speakers. And that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see from me next time. I do enjoy hearing your ideas, hearing what you like and what you don't like from me. Let me know if you like the new profile picture. And make sure to like and subscribe if you made it to the end, because not many people make it to the end of these videos, and if you do, it obviously means you enjoyed it, because otherwise you would have clicked off a long time ago. So thank you for watching and have a great day. Hopefully I'll be back soon with another one.